Over 2 dozen civilians have been killed in airstrikes by the U.S.-led coalition in the Syrian city of Raqqah. 7 children are reportedly among the dead. The U.S.-led air raids targeted a densely populated area in the Daesh-held city. This is the second mass killing of civilians by such attacks in Raqqah in as many weeks. 29 people died in similar bombardments in the city on August 9. The U.S.-led coalition is conducting air attacks in support of offensives by Arab and Kurdish fighters known as the Syrian Democratic Forces, who are advancing toward the de facto capital of Daesh in Syria. The coalition says that its air raids have killed at least 600 civilians in Iraq and Syria since June 2014. The figure is, however, far lower than the death toll documented by independent groups. Political analyst Catherine Shagdam says the United States manipulates numbers to get away with its war crimes in countries like Syria.
What I'm reading into is that the first thing is that these are manipulations of numbers. The U.S. is always trying to make it look as if it's not committing war crimes when in fact it is. And the second thing is that it simply doesn't care. I mean, when Washington is conducting airstrikes, whether it's in Iraq or in Syria, and we have seen this before, with drone attacks in Afghanistan and Yemen, for example, and Pakistan, the U.S. doesn't really care how many people will die, just as long as it does what it wants to do, or as long as it gets to target what it wants to target. And this is the problem here, is that, international law is there for everybody to abide by it, but Washington has never really abided by international law or humanitarian law. And when it comes to war crimes, just as long as the U.S. Army is committing, atrocities, then no one can say anything, and it's always justifiable. This is a problem, because, you cannot hold down the United States accountable for anything if they continue to manipulate numbers, to manipulate the truth, and to try to redact history.